The meeting right now. The meeting is under the recording mode. Okay. I welcome you all again for this online class on transmission and distribution. I'll be dealing with model number 2, and the topic what we were discussing previously was related to the inductance. That is the inductance due to external flux alone. Okay. So what we discussed was we discussed regarding the concept. Okay, we discussed regarding the concept of inductance due to external flux and next what we discussed was L external, which was there, and we had discussed about this in the previous recording what I'll be sharing it today. And also we discussed the concept related to the single phase two-wire line inductance of a single phase a two-wire line, single phase two-wire line. So these were the concepts that we discussed, and we'll be discussing a few more concepts. I think up to the L1 due to the go conductor. Okay, till the go and the return conductor we completed till the go conductor, and in today's class we are going to have our discussion with respect to the same thing that is there as inductance of a single phase two-wire line. So very important derivation. You can expect it as the inductance part from the inductance part, and later we have the capacitance of a single phase two-wire line also. Okay, so first we will be discussing regarding the inductance of the co-conductor. Again, I'll be discussing again. So we had certain equations, that is the co-conductor and the return conductor currents. What is there? So I can write I1 as minus I2, or I can write I2 as minus I1. Okay, so either ways I can write it, and I can have the representation which is there as the single phase two-wire line. All right, so in a single phase circuit, what you can represent is, so we have this single phase circuit, we have the two-wire line. So why it is having a two-wire line? Why? What's the purpose of having a two-wire line? Why it is two-wire line? It is the go path and the return path which is there. Okay, go path and the return path, whatever you can represent. So you can represent as a line and a neutral conductor. So this line and the neutral conductor will be having the radius R1 and R2. Okay, so the distance between the center of the conductors, it would be D. So this one, it would be D minus R2, and this would be D plus R2. All right, so that is what you can represent it over here. Okay, so that is I2 minus I1 and all. So now what we did previously was to find out the inductance of conductor 1. So I'll be writing it as conductor 1 with respect to conductor 2, that is due to the external flux alone. So 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D2 divided by D1. Okay, D2 divided by D1. Now this D2, if you recall it, it would be equal to D, and D1 that would be equal to R1. Okay, so let us substitute. We will be getting 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D divided by R1. Okay, Henry per meter. 2 into 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. Now I have the internal inductance also, that is in the first conductor, that would be half into 10 power minus 7 Henry per meter. Okay, so the overall inductance of the first conductor would be L1 internal plus L12 that would be there, and it would be written as half into 10 power minus 7 plus 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D divided by R1. Okay, so that is how you can represent it. So we had a bit of introduction last time, so how to convert it into a natural logarithm and all. So, and you will be getting it like this, which is written as L1. Okay, which is written as L1 2 into 10 power minus 7. I'll take it as a common one. So I can write it as a ln of e power 1 by 4, okay, times ln of d divided by r1. Okay, so I'll be writing it like this. Now what will happen at the end is L1, that would be equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of, okay, d e power 1 by 4 divided by r1, okay, r1. All right, so I'll be writing it like this. Next, so this e power 1 by 4, okay, e power 1 by 4, I can write it over here, okay, e power 1 by 4. So that is L1, that would be equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by e power minus 1 by 4 times r1. Okay, so I'll be writing it as 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r1 dash. Okay, so this r1 dash, that would be equal to 0.7788 into r1. Okay, so that I'll be writing it like this, and this is called as the fictitious radius. Okay, TITI, okay, fictitious radius of the conductor, fictitious radius of the conductor. Okay, so this is assumed to be imaginary radius, or the fictitious radius I generally call it, and I can have this r1 dash being written like this. Okay, so I can write L1, I'll rewrite it here, which is 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r1 dash. Okay, d divided by r1 dash. Now this equation, okay, so this equation, so it is not having the internal flux. Okay, not having the internal flux. Okay, so not having the internal flux, like we take it into consideration previously. So you have the value of the inductance, so this one which is there, so internal flux would be adjusted based on the value of the radius of the conductor. Okay, so the multiplying factor here with respect to that one, which is the fictitious radius, what I'm talking here, so this is 0.7788. okay, so this is said to be the multiplying factor, so it is applicable only for the solid round conductors. Okay, similarly, if I want to write L2, so that would be 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of, okay, ln of d divided by r2 dash. Okay, similar way we'll be carrying it out, so you can write it as d divided by r2 dash, which is for the second conductor, and this one is for the first conductor. Okay, so what I'll be writing here is, this one is for the first conductor, this one is for the second conductor. So in order to find out the loop inductance, I repeat here, in order to find out the loop inductance, L, that would be equal to L1 plus L2. Okay, so this is the value of the loop inductance. So what I can do here is L1 plus L2, if I want to represent it. So I'll be taking the equations which are given over here. So that is 1 and 2. Okay, so L1 plus L2, 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r1 dash. Okay, r1 dash. Okay, so I write it as r1 dash plus 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r2 dash, So this equation here represents the value of the total inductance which is present here. Okay, so how you can represent in terms of log? Can anyone let me know? Yes, can anyone represent it right now? How do you write it in natural logarithms? Use the laws of logarithms. Yes, use the laws of logarithms, and how you can represent it. Can you let me know how you can write it? So I have L1 plus L2. Okay, so it is written as 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r1 dash plus 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by r2 dash. Okay, so I can write this as 2 into 10 power minus 7. So what I can write the common factor? So I can take ln divided by d divided by r1 dash plus ln d divided by r2 dash. So it is written as ln of, yeah, can you recall anyone? Ln AB. How you can write ln AB? Ln A plus ln B. Okay, so that is natural logarithm A plus natural logarithm B. Okay, so I can write this again as, yeah, product rule. Apply the product rule here. So I'll be writing it as, yeah, how I can write it? How can I write it? Yes, how can I write it, anyone? So I can write it as d squared divided by r1 dash into r2 dash. Can I write it like this? Janavi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Chetan? Chetan, are you there? Ashik? Ashik, are you there? Prithvi,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, how can I write the equation? I have written it as ln of d squared divided by r1 dash into r2 dash. Further, I need it as 4 into 10 power minus 7. How can I write it? So I need to write this equation like this. 1 minute. Yeah, how can I write it as 4 into 10 power minus 7? So can I write it as ln a squared is written as 2 ln a? Can I write it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how can I modify this equation in terms of this identity?
Sir, 2 ln d by.
Yeah. So see here that I can write it as 2 into 10 power minus 7, right? So 2 into 10 power minus 7. Okay. So if you represent it, so 2 into 10 power minus 7. Okay. So how I can represent it? Ln of d squared divided by r1 dash into r2 dash, right? So now I should get it as 4 into 10 power minus 7. Okay. So what is the change that you can expect it in this terms? Can I write it as d divided by a root of r1 r2 dash, okay, r1 dash and r2 dash. Can I square like this? Can I square like this? Can I square like this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'll be writing it as 2. So this squared here, use the natural logarithm. So it would be 2 into 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by root of r1 dash into r2 dash. Can I write it like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then I can write it as 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by root of r1 dash into r2 dash. Can I write it like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So further, if I want to write it, r1 dash will be equal to r2 dash. That would be equal to r dash because the radius of the go and the return conductor would be one and the same. Okay. So radius of go and return conductor, go and return conductor would be same. Would be same. All right. So that is why I can replace it with r dash. Okay. So that is why I can replace it with r dash here. Getting it right? So this terms, whatever I have used, so it is to represent it in terms of this equation, that is 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by root of r1 dash into r2 dash. Okay. So this I can write it like this. Okay. Now, next, what is the change that you can see in this equation? So I can write it as the loop inductance. Okay, the loop inductance would be 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln of d divided by R dash. Okay, that is Henry per meter. Getting it right? So I can write this as the total inductance or the loop inductance. Total inductance or loop inductance. Total inductance or loop inductance. Okay, so up to this point, I think everything is clear there, right? So up to here, you have to do the derivation of the single phase two-wire line. Okay, so this is the value of the inductance that you are going to get it. Any doubts up to this point regarding the derivation? Anyone? Anyone? Any doubts? Any doubts? If you have, do let me know right now. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can make a note of it and you can let me know later also. Okay. Fine. So moving on to the next one, we have the numerical problems to be discussed. Okay. So write down numerical problems. Okay. Numerical problems on inductance of a single phase two-wire line Okay, numerical problems on inductance of a single phase two-wire line. Okay, so let us solve the first problem. Let me go in detail right now. A two conductor single phase line operates at 50 hertz. The diameter of each conductor is 20 mm. The diameter of each conductor is 20 mm, and the spacing between the conductor is 3 meters. The spacing between the conductor is 3 meter. Calculate first one, inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Okay, inductance of each conductor per kilometer. So next, 1 minute. Okay, fine. So inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Next, inductive reactance per kilometer. Okay, inductive reactance per kilometer. I hope the question is clear to you right now. What it says is, so you have the two-wire, that is the two-conductor or two-wire single-phase line, operates at 50 hertz. The diameter of each conductor is 20 mm, and the spacing between the conductor is 3 meter. Calculate first one, the inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Okay, inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Next, inductive reactance per kilometer. Okay, so that is what you need to write it, and let us go to the solution right now. Okay, so now what it says, you are having a conductor here. So let me write the diagrammatic representation. It is a single phase two-wire conductor which is there. So the distance between it, what is the distance? What is D? It is given as 3 meter, and the radius of both the conductors. Okay, the radius of both the conductors, diameter of each conductor, it is given by 20 by 2. So what it is? It is 10 mm. Okay, so it is 10 mm. Got it? So now I got the radius. So what you need to write? So you need to write the inductance of each conductor. Okay, so the inductance L1 plus L2, that is the loop inductance. So what they have mentioned here is the inductance of each conductor per kilometer. Okay, now I need R1 dash. So how do I write R1 dash? So that is 0.7788 into R. What is its value? 0.7788 into 10 into 10 power minus 3. So what is its answer? What is R1 dash? What is R1 dash? Can anyone let me know in the meeting? What is R1 dash?
7.788 into 10 to the power minus 3 meters.
Exactly right. So 7 points into 10 power minus 3 meters or centimeters?
Meters, sir.
Yes, exactly right. So I got R1 dash now. Okay, so I got R1 dash. Now L1 equals L2. I can write it as inductance per conductor. So I'm calculating the inductance per conductor. Inductance per conductor. So what I can write here? 2 into 10 power minus 7. Take your calculators, everyone. D divided by R1 dash. Okay, D divided by R1 dash. So 2 into 10 power minus 7, ln of D divided by R1 dash. Okay, so substitute the value of D as 3 meter and R1 dash as this one. Okay, so what is the value of L1 equals L2? What is it? It should be in terms of Henry per kilometer. Henry, this one will give you Henry per meter. Okay, so I need it in terms of Henry per kilometer. Can you do it right now? Yes, can you let me know the answer? L1 equals L2, that would be equal to 2 into 10 power minus 7 ln of 3 divided by what is R1 dash? 7.78 into 10 power minus 3. That would be in terms of Henry per meter. Okay, that would be in terms of Henry per meter. Okay, can you let me know what is this answer? What is the answer for it?
Sir, it is 1.1907.
Can you repeat the answer again? It is 1.190
107 into 10 to the power of minus 6.
1.19 ಅಲ್ವಾ
07.
07 into
Into 10 to the power of minus 6.
6 Henry per meter. Okay, now I need it in terms of kilometer. Okay, in terms of kilometer I need it. In terms of kilometer I need it. Okay, so what shall I do? 1.1907 into 10 power minus 6. I can write this as Henry per kilometer. Okay, I can directly write it, but I need to multiply it with 10 power 3. Okay, so what will be the equation? The answer what you're going to get? It would be 1. Henry per kilometer. Got it? So this is L1 equals L2. Okay, got it? Got it? Any doubts up to this point? Anyone? Now, in order to calculate the inductive reactance, inductive reactance XL, that would be equal to 2 pi F into L. Okay, so this L that would be equal to loop inductance. This one, which would be equal to loop inductance in Henry per kilometer. Okay, Henry per kilometer. So L, that would be equal to 2 into LC, that is the loop inductance or the complete thing, whatever that is there. Okay, so including the go path and the return path. So this is each conductor. Okay, so LC represents inductance of each conductor. Inductance of each conductor. Okay, so inductance of each conductor. Got it? So now what you will be getting L, what is the value of L? That would be 2 into 1 point, yeah, what is it? So 2 into 1.1907, 2 into 1.1907 into 10 power, yeah, into 10 power minus 3, into 10 power minus 3. So what is L? Henry per kilometer again, yeah, Henry per kilometer. What it is? Yes, Janavi, can you share the answer?
So 2 point.
Yeah, 2.3.
814
3814, correct.
into 10 to the
3812 into 10 power minus 3, correct. So this is the answer what you get it for loop inductance. So this is loop inductance. This is loop inductance. Okay, so next what you want to find out is inductive reactance. XL, that would be equal to 2 pi F into L. So what is the frequency? 50 Hertz. And what is L? 2.3814 into 10 power minus 3 Henry per kilometer. Okay. Yes. Can you substitute the answer and you find out what is XL? In terms of ohm, can you find it out?
It's 0.7481.
Yes, tell me what is the answer?
0.74.
Yes, exactly, 0.74 ohm, correct. So this is the inductive reactance of the given line. Okay, fine. Let me move on to the next problem. A single phase overhead line. So I'll give time to you to solve this. You have to solve me and let me know the answer. A single phase overhead line, 25, yeah, 1 minute, 25 kilometer long. This is 25 kilometer long, is to be constructed of conductor diameter 1.5 centimeter. 1.5 centimeter. Calculate the maximum spacing. Calculate the maximum spacing between the conductors. In order that the loop inductance in order that the loop inductance of conductor is not more than 0.08 Henry. Okay, I repeat the problem. A single phase overhead line 25 kilometer long. Okay, so the distance of the transmission line is 25 kilometer long. So the conductor diameter is 1.5 centimeter. Calculate the maximum spacing. So you have to calculate what is D. Okay, what is D? That is maximum spacing between the conductors, in order that the loop inductance is not more than 0.08. Okay, so I can write it as 8 millihenry. Can I write it like this? Can I write the loop inductance should not be more than 8 millihenry? Okay, so that would be 8 into 10 power minus 3 Henry. So it is 0.08 Henry. Okay, so I can write it like this. Getting it right? Okay, so the length of the transmission line you have to find out. You have to be very smart here. I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Think over and answer. Rakshita N, are you there? Rakshita N?
Sir.
Yeah, Rakshita, I want you to do this problem and share the answer in today's class right now. How do you take inductance per kilometer? Can you let me know? Yes. Any idea how do you take inductance per kilometer? So you have the length of the transmission line. Length of transmission line length of transmission line, that is 25 kilometer. Okay, now loop inductance, I am telling specific here, the loop inductance per meter of transmission line, per meter of transmission line, per meter of transmission line. Okay, so that is loop inductance. What it is? It is 0.8 Henry. Dividing it by the length of the transmission line, that is 25,000. So what it is? What is the answer?
So ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಬತ್ತು better idea ತಗೊಂಡು.
Yes, what is the loop inductance? Per meter of transmission line?
3.2 into 10 power minus 6.
3.2 into 10 power minus 6 Henry per meter. Okay, Henry per meter. So for 1 meter, you have 3.2 into 10 power minus 6. So this one would be the loop inductance per meter of transmission line. Okay, got it? Now calculate what is D. Calculate what is D and let me know the answer. Okay, Rakshita, can you share the answer? Rakshita N, can you share the answer? What is D? So you have loop inductance. So what is R dash you have to find out, and you have loop inductance per, yeah. So loop inductance per meter of line. Loop inductance per meter of the line, per meter of the line. So that would be 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D divided by R dash. Okay, yes. So you want to find out this. I already know that it is 3.2 into 10 power minus 6. That would be equal to 4 into 10 power minus 7 ln of D divided by R dash. That is, yeah, what is R dash, and write down what is R dash here and find out what is D. Okay, got it? Yes, Rakshita N, can you share the answer?
Yes, so 1 minute.
Okay, anyone who has completed the answer can share it. Aditi? Kusuma? Aditi? Kushal? Are you there? Janavi, are you there?
Sir.
Okay, can you share the answer? What is D? And what is R dash? Okay, you can share it
Is
later.
17.4.
Yeah, so I'll give one more problem. Kusuma, are you there? Kusuma will do this problem and share the answers. Calculate the loop inductance per kilometer of a single phase overhead transmission line comprising of two parallel conductors, 1 meter apart. 1 meter apart. Okay, and 1 centimeter in diameter. 1 centimeter in diameter. 1 centimeter in diameter. So when the material of conductor, is first one copper, second one steel of relative permeability 50. Relative permeability 50. Copper, okay. Copper, you have the first one where you can directly take it. So steel relative permeability 50, and you have to carry out what is the loop inductance per kilometer. Okay, so I want Kusuma to solve this. Okay. Okay. Solve it, Kusuma, and share the answers. Okay. So I'll stop the recording now.